Welcome back to our Master JavaScript tutorial series, where we help you become an expert in JavaScript programming. In our previous videos, we covered variables, data types, and control structures. Today, we'll dive into functions, a crucial concept in JavaScript and programming in general. Functions allow you to create reusable, modular, and well-structured code. In this video, we'll introduce the concept of functions, which are blocks of code that can be defined, called by name, and reused throughout your program. Functions help you break down large programs into smaller, more manageable pieces. This makes your code easier to read, maintain, and debug. Let's start by discussing the syntax of a function declaration. In JavaScript, you declare a function using the function keyword, followed by the function name, a pair of parentheses, and a pair of curly braces containing the function body. Here's an example. You can call a function by using its name followed by parentheses. Functions can also take parameters, which are placeholders for values you pass into the function when calling it. Here's an example of a function that takes two parameters, name and age. Now let's talk about function expressions. A function expression is a way to define a function by assigning it to a variable. Here's an example. Arrow functions, introduced in ECMAScript 6, ES6, offer a more concise syntax for writing functions. Here's an example of an arrow function. Arrow functions have some differences compared to regular functions, such as handling the this keyword differently. We'll cover those differences in more detail in a future video. Functions can also return values using the return keyword. The value returned by a function can be stored in a variable or used in an expression. Here's an example. Let me quickly cover the modulo operator. The modulo operation, denoted by the % symbol in most programming languages, including JavaScript, is an arithmetic operation that returns the remainder of the division of one number by another. In other words, it calculates the remainder when you divide one integer, the dividend, by another integer, the divisor. For example, when dividing 7 by 3, the quotient is 2 and the remainder is 1. Using the modulo operation, you would write this as 7 modulo 3, which would give you the result 1. Here are a few more examples to help illustrate the modulo operation. 10 modulo 3 equals sign 1, since 10 divided by 3 equals 3 with a remainder of 1. 15 modulo 5 equals sign 0, since 15 divided by 5 equals 3 with no remainder. 8 modulo 2 equals sign 0, since 8 divided by 2 equals 4 with no remainder. The modulo operation is useful in various programming scenarios, such as determining if a number is even or odd, calculating the remainder in a cyclic buffer, or wrapping values within a range. For example, to check if a number is even or odd, you can use the modulo operation with 2 as the divisor. In this example, the output would be 7 is odd. For the basics of functions, let's look at some practical examples. We'll create a function that calculates the area of a triangle, and another function that determines whether a given year is a leap year. These examples demonstrate how functions can be used to encapsulate logic and calculations, making your code more organized, readable, and reusable. In this video, we've introduced you to functions in JavaScript. We've covered function syntax, declaration, expressions, arrow functions, return values, and practical examples. By understanding functions, you've gained an essential skill that is fundamental to programming in JavaScript and most other languages. In our next video, we'll explore more advanced topics related to functions, such as higher order functions, closures, and more. Make sure to stay tuned for the upcoming tutorials in our Master JavaScript series. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more great content. And as always, happy coding!